Hi everyone, welcome to Rebound and Relevé. My name is Jen and today I'm going to take you through a 45-minute or so rebounding and bar workout. So all you're going to need for your equipment is a rebounder with a bar and a light set of weights, anywhere between 1 and 3 pounds. I'm using about 2.5 today, kind of see how that feels. And remember to always honor your body at all times, and you could always drop the weights if they feel a bit too much and just move through the motions and try to feel the muscle activation without the weight, and you will definitely feel something as long as you have that mind-muscle connection. So let's get started. I'm going to cue the music up and we'll get started with our workout. I hope you enjoy. So we're just going to start here with a nice little light bounce to get everything nice and warmed up. You can hold on to your bar or you can not hold on to your bar. It's up to you. Right now I'm just really concentrating on pushing the weight of my feet through my toes and really jumping down into the bar. So just take a few minutes here and enjoy the music. We're going to do a bounce for the entire length of this song. And again, making sure that we're keeping everything nice and balanced. We have the ears over the shoulders. We're keeping the core nice and tight. And we also have a nice soft bend in the knees. We don't want to lock our knees out at any time. So we're just jumping here, warming the heart rate up. So you can do a regular basic bounce. You can open it a little bit wider if you want to. You can really slow it down if you want and just march. So just jumping side to side. I do need to grab onto my bar at this point because it is a little bit off balance. So the great thing about the rebounder or using a rebounder in any type of workout is not only is it great for lymphatic drainage, but it's also a great way to activate the core, to keep everything nice and stable through the center. It's a great cardio workout, really low impact for the joints. I can go on and I probably will, but for now, you can just go side to side if you want to. Back to your basic bounce, going as high and as deeply in that bounce as you want to. So, like I said, you take it at your own pace. You can even crisscross the legs here a bit if you wanted to. If you want to take the arms off the bar and do like a little jog, you do what works for you. And as you can tell, I'm already getting a little bit out of breath from this. So we're going to start we always start all of our workouts with a nice 3 to 5 minute bounce. Just getting everything moving and flowing before we move into our thigh work. And then in between all of the sets, we'll take little bounce breaks. It's a great way to release the tension in the muscles that we just worked. Also keeping our cardio up, keeping our cardio up as well. And just keeping everything moving along. So rebounding, amazing. And this is coming from a former runner who used to pound the pavement for miles on end. I still find that getting on this rebounder or on a mini trampoline helps to keep my cardiovascular health up. Really low impact, helping out my core joints, which I have used for many years, while also giving me that cardiovascular, the little breathlessness that I actually really enjoy. Some people don't, but I don't mind it. Okay, and like I said, you can, as we're getting a little bit warmer, you can even incorporate some jumping jacks with the arms. Completely up to you. Take the next few minutes to enjoy our bounce, and then we're going to get into our thigh work. Woo, see, your heart rate's already up. Feeling the hair bounce. Awesome. Doing phenomenal work here. You can even do it like straight up in the air if you want to. Bring your knees up a little bit higher every few bounces. Grabbing onto the bar when necessary. Just have fun with this. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do in any workout is enjoy it and have fun with it. And one of the reasons why I love the combination of rebounding and bar is they're two workouts I love individually, and being able to bring them together in this amazing format is really just the icing on the cake for me. Alright, let's do another few bounces, and then we're going to slow down a little bit, so start really kind of bringing it into your feet. Alright, perfect. So, now what we're going to do is some thigh work. So we're going to start in parallel. My feet are hip distance apart. They are parallel. I'm going to come up into releve, so onto the balls of my feet. Now you can bring those heels up as high or as low as you want to. Just want you to always keep the ears, shoulders, hips, and heels in line. And we're just going to go down and up to start. Little movements here. And as we get warmer, we can go a little bit lower. I'm driving the weight of my body down through the balls of my feet, and my heels are up. So you always want to think going down into the mat of the trampoline. Okay, so now we're going to do some little pulses. So come low and just little pulse. So I want you to come about halfway so that you're feeling your thighs. So this is a thigh exercise. We will work the glutes after, but right now we're working thighs. So I'm just doing little bounces here, little pulses. We're trying to use the instability of the trampoline to really help fire away at the core. Let's do another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up all the way and then come back down. All the way up, come down halfway. Up. Down, up. Good. We're going to do another 4 of these. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come low again to your work zone. Little pulses here. So again, pushing the weight down through the balls of those feet. Let's do another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bounce it out. So now we get to release the tension in the quadriceps with a little bounce here, a little bounce break, and then we're going to move into another thigh exercise. So I have a few different thigh exercises for you today. That was parallel. The next one we're going to work into is V. So we're actually going to bring the heels together and come up into a V shape with our feet, and then we're going to do a similar exercise with the thighs. Okay, so bounce for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's bring those feet in parallel again. I want you to glue the heels together. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Keep those heels glued together. Okay, so ears, shoulders, hips all in alignment. Core is in neutral spine. And we're just going to come down and up, down, up. So we want to make sure we keep the heels glued together here. Come down and up. So same type of motion as we did in the parallel, except this time the heels are glued. They're about 3 inches off the mat. So this is our V position. Down, up, good, down, up, down. You got this. So we'll do a couple of more variations of this exercise, and we need another bounce break. Down, up, down, up, down. Now I want you to stay low and just flare the knees back to the wall. Yeah, yeah, good. So we're just pushing the knees toward the back wall, staying nice and low in that work zone. Again, feeling it in the thighs. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, just hold for me. See if you can lift one or both arms off that bar. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep those heels glued. Now bounce it out. So my heels are starting to come apart on that one. Just want to make sure that they're staying nice and glued together. And you can always grab back onto that bar for support. Whew. So now we're going to do a high V position. So it's that same position we just did, except we're going to try to come up a little bit higher on those toes and lift the heels up more than 3 inches off the mat. If this is too much for you, you can always just stay in a lower gauge. So we're going to bounce for 2 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Slow your bounce down. Okay. Feet are hip distance parallel again. Bring the heels together. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Walk the heels back. See if you can come up higher on those heels. Okay, so that means that you're going to maybe have to readjust the heels again. So coming up higher on the toes. And we're going to go down for 2, up, 2, down, 2, up. Now remember, this is high V. So if this is too much, you can always bring the heels a little bit lower down on that mat. I just want you to make sure that your ears, shoulders, hips are all in alignment. You're keeping that belly button toward the spine. And the pelvis is neutral, so it's not overly arched back or tucked forward. It's right at your neutral position for your body. So let's go down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, stay high, just go down, down, and up. Down, so don't come up as high. You really want to feel those thighs, which are probably screaming at you right about now. Down, up, down, up, good, down, up. We have one more set, and then we pulse. 8, up, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bounce it up. Pulse it out, I mean. Trying to get my pulses and my bounces all mixed up. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Now bounce it out. Bounce it out for that relief. We're going to go work the seat muscles next. So those were thighs. Now we're going to work seat. Take a little bit of a bounce break, a little longer of a bounce break here. Moving the arms around a little bit, letting those legs, those thighs release. We are going to work the glutes next. So we're going to work the right side first, take a bounce break, and then work the left. And then we're going to do a couple of exercises with that same pattern. So let's bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, beautiful. So I want you to come over to the right side of your trampoline. You're going to leave your foot in the middle here, approximately right in the middle of the trampoline, the left foot. The right foot is going to come out at a 45-degree angle. I want your forward foot angled out as well. So slight turnout in that forward foot. Nice soft bend in that standing leg. Again, ears, shoulders, hips, all in alignment. Light grip on the bar. Hips facing forward. Take this back leg, and we're just going to lift and lower. Little lift, little lower here. So I'm actually tapping my trampoline on my lower. So this leg that's working is super straight, right? If we have an arrow shooting out of our first toe, we're keeping that leg super straight. We're working the glutes. So that's what you want to feel. You don't want to feel it in your low back. You want to feel it in your glutes here. Lower, lift. Lower, lift. And you can even touch that glute to make sure that it is working. Lower, lift. Let's do 4, 3, 2, hold it up high. Little lifts here. Little pulses up to the ceiling. Try to remember to straighten those hips forward. They want to turn forward. You want to keep them like headlights, zipping. Aiming forward. Slight bend, soft bend in that standing leg. Let's pulse 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now little bends and stretches. So I'm going to turn and show you what I'm doing. I'm just little bend and little stretch here with that working leg. So we're still working the glutes, little bend stretch. Starting to feel the shakes here. Let's do another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that leg straight. See if you can float that arm up. Hold 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Bounce it out. So we're going to do that same setup on the other side after we give ourselves a little bit of a bounce break here. Whew. Always feels good to get back up on that trampoline and let the bounces happen. Okay, perfect. So let's come on over to the opposite side now, which is my left. I'm going to leave my right leg in the middle of the trampoline here. Soft bend in that standing leg. Right foot is slightly turned out. Left leg's going to come behind me. Remember, those hips are shining forward. And I'm just going to lift and lower. I'm at a 45-degree angle, so my foot is at about a 7 o'clock. If you are on a clock here. Little lifts, little lowers. So tap the trampoline and lift. Tap and lift. Again, you have an arrow shooting out through that foot. That's working. Shining those hips nice and straight forward. We're going to do a few more of these. But again, you want to make sure that that glute is working. You can always reach behind and touch it. And making sure that nothing is coming out of that low back. So of course the low back is working slightly, but you shouldn't be feeling it more in the low back. You should be feeling it more in that glute. Let's do one more set and then we pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, little lifts up. So just a little pulse in that leg. I'm bending into my standing leg just a little bit more here. Making sure that knee is staying behind the toes. Little lifts here, hips shining forward, ears, shoulders, hips all in alignment. Breathing. Let's do another set of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now bend and stretch. Little bends, little stretches, really pointing through that working leg. Keeping that toe, all the energy is shooting out from that toe, that big toe. Little bends, little stretches, making sure you are breathing. I'm going to do another couple of sets of these, and we're just going to hold the leg. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the leg and point. You can even float that arm up off the bar. Hold 4, 3, 2, and come back into a nice bounce. All right, one more exercise for the seat here. Okay, we're going to do a seesaw exercise. And then after this, let me just take a quick peek at my notes, we're going to work on arms with some light hand weights. So enjoy your bounce. We're going to do a seesaw. So it's actually going to require you to turn profile to your bar rather than straight forward. And we're going to actually do a seesaw motion to work the glutes. Bounce. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're going to come to a profile position. My feet are hip distance apart here. I'm going to scooch up a little bit on my bar so you can see. My inside leg is going to stay here. My outside leg is going to come straight out, okay? I have my hand on my hip, and I'm just going to bend and come back up here. So I'm just bending in that standing leg, coming back up. Really feeling it working in that leg that's outstretched here. So you're like a seesaw, coming up and down, bend, come back up. Now when you come up, I want you to imagine you're standing up nice and tall, crown of the head to the ceiling. Bend and extend. Bend. Come back tall. Let's bend. Let's do one more bend and then I want you to hold. Okay? Now with that back leg, I just want you to do little pulses up here, little lifts. Keeping those hips shining forward, belly button to spine, nice neutral tailbone here. Lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, bounce, break it out. We have one more side to do. One more bounce break, and then our seat work will be all wrapped up. So it's nice to be able to sandwich the work in between these fun little bounce breaks, where we just get a chance to kind of bebop to the music and just really enjoy the cardiovascular component of this workout, which a lot of times people dread cardio. I happen to love cardio. So, but this is a good, nice, low impact cardio that I find very enjoyable and effective. Okay, we're going to bounce for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So the bounce down, come profile, opposite side. So my inside leg is going to stay bent slightly. It's my working leg. My outside leg is going to come behind. Okay, and I'm just going to bend over and come back up. So I have my left hand on my left hip, trying to keep those hips nice and square, pushing the weight through the ball, through the heel of my foot as I do this. So that you're feeling it in the glute of the standing leg, as well as the working leg. So we're down, reach up, down, and reach up. Beautiful. So just like a seesaw, nice and tall, bend, push the weight in the heel, stand back up. Bend and stand all the while, belly's tight. Let's do 4 more, and then I'm going to pulse that upper leg. 3, 2, last one, little pulses here. So I have a nice soft bend in the standing leg. I'm keeping my gaze, my head rather neutral. Little pulses in that leg that's up. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up and bounce it out. Excellent. So that takes care of all the lower body stuff. We're going to move on to our upper body with light weights. And then we wrap up everything with core. So let's just enjoy this little break here. And then you can grab your weights. Like I said, you need light weights because we do lots of repetitions. So light weights here. And no weights if you are just beginning and you just want to learn the moves and go through the motions. All right, let's bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so very carefully step off your trampoline, grab your weights. We're going to start with some shoulder work. So I want you to actually bring your feet hip distance parallel to start, and then I want you to draw those heels together. So we're going to be here in our V position as we do our work. So if you want, see if you can come up on those balls of the feet and then glue the heels together. Otherwise, you can stay nice and flat-footed. It's up to you. We're just going to start with some side raises. Side raises. Yes. So let's come down actually on those heels because I find that I need more balance here. So I'm just bringing my weights up to profile, keeping them in my peripheral vision. Lift and lower down. Good. Lift and lower. So this works the sides of the shoulders, making sure that my ears and my shoulders and my hips are all in alignment. A nice neutral spine here. Let's do another set of 8 and then we're going to pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pulses up to the top here. Just little lifts. Keeping the shoulders up nice and high, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. If you find your shoulders coming up, it means the weights are too heavy. So either drop to a lower set of weights or drop the weights entirely. 4, 3, 2, just hold for me. See if you can straighten the arms. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, the arms out. Give yourself a little roll back. Now we're going to do some front raises. So come up a little bit closer to the bar. So I want you to actually bring your weights over the bar. And I want you to bring those toes, heels together. And bring you can come up on those heels, great. Otherwise, stay nice and flat-footed because the extra stability is going to be tough. All we're doing here is just lifting and lowering. So just nice and slow, nice and easy, keeping those arms nice and straight. This is working the front side of the shoulder. And so I just want you to bring the weight down so it hovers right above the bar. So these are front raises. We did side raises. We have one more head of the shoulder to work, and that's the back. We're going to get to that after we work the biceps. Give the shoulders a little chance to recover. Lift and lower. Nice and slow and controlled. So we have really light grip on those weights. And we're just lifting and lowering with our muscles and not momentum. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now see if we can do both together. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring it over. Just leave the weights out in front. Hold the weights nice and straight. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Flip the palms. Now do biceps here. So just bend and extend, bend and extend. Getting a nice grip on those, a nice contraction on the biceps. Really squeeze it in. Squeeze and release. Keeping the ears nice and low. I know my shoulders tend to creep up toward those ears. I meant to say keep shoulders low. Squeeze. Let's do 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pulses up and out here. Try to keep the trampoline from really bouncing too much. That's using your core stability. Let's do another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and shake it out. So we're going to come, I'm going to actually turn that down just a little bit. Okay, so for shoulders, we're going to work the right shoulder first, the delt. We're going to work one arm at a time. So your feet are parallel, hip distance, slight bend in those knees. I want you to take the left arm, rest it on the bar. The right arm is going to come up and down. So bring it up to shoulder height and down. A soft bend in the elbow is fine. We're working the back of the shoulder here. So you're feeling it there. And as we progress, we can do 2 weights at a time. But for now, let's just stick to 1. Okay, we're going to do another set here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little lifts here, so try to keep that arm up nice and high as you can. Soft bend in the knees here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can come on up, and we're going to switch sides. So I'm going to rest that right arm on the bar. Left arm's going to come down. I have a soft bend in those knees, and my belly is pulled into my spine. Just going to lift and lower back down. So trying to get that weight up to shoulder height, keeping the gaze nice and neutral, keeping that belly nice and tucked in. We don't have an arch in the back. We're not tucking in the hips. We're just keeping a nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis. And that's basically the pelvis we are born with. Okay, so we're going to try to lift and lower. I went a little too quick here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, last one, little lifts up here. Just little pulses working the back of that shoulder is what you should be feeling. We can try to do a set of 8 together if you like. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So if you want to try to do both together, you might need a little clearance from that bar. We're going to bring both weights in front, both to the side and down. Let's do 7 more. Pushing the weight through my heels. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold, last one, and release. Amazing. So last exercise we're going to do with the weights are for triceps. So you can stay facing your bar or you can turn to profile. I'm going to turn profile here to show you what I'm doing. I have a soft bend in my knees. I have my feet hip distance apart. I have a nice flat back. Gaze is going to remain neutral. I'm just going to extend and bend those elbows here. Trying to keep the weights above the hips on the extension. And we're working the triceps, which is the little muscle at the back of the arm. It's the opposite of the biceps. So just bend, extend for 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it up high. Flip the palms to the ceiling. Little lifts up. You may need to adjust yourself so you don't hit your bar. Keeping those weights above the hips. We're lifting here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold. Now bring them to the hip, extend, hip, extend. I know they're getting tired here. Just keep everything nice and tight through the upper body. Shoulders away from the ears. 2, 4, 3, 2, extend them straight, clap them together. Try to clap together. Little motion here. I'm just going to turn for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, and you can roll those shoulders back. Safely step off the trampoline. Grab a sip of water if you need to. Put the weights to the side. Now we're going to do pull-ups. So I want you to come and sit at the edge of your trampoline. And I'm going to set you up. So we're only going to do about 6 to 8 of these, but I want to get you into a good position here. So I'm sitting at the edge of my trampoline. I'm going to bring my legs out in front of me. I'm going to keep my heels planted on the ground, my feet planted on the ground. I have my arms out to the side here. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm reaching back. I'm not arching. I'm trying to keep a nice flat back. And what I'm going to do, I want to make sure I'm actually a little bit more under my bar here. So you want to be more under the bar because we're going to pull ourselves up and then come back down, okay? So you want to make sure that you're angled in a position. You can even straighten the legs, but it makes it more difficult. So I'm way at the edge of my trampoline here, and I'm just going to lift and lower back down to the trampoline. Lift myself up and lower. So this is a pull-up. Lift and lower. It's a chest exercise. Lift and lower. We want to make sure that we're keeping the neck nice and neutral. And we are exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, inhale, last one. Exhale, inhale, come on down, stretch it out. We're going to come back up onto that trampoline for a little bounce break. So that's all of our upper body work here. Let's come up for a bounce break. Then we're going to work core and stretch. So it goes by pretty quickly when you sandwich in lots of fun little bounce breaks, in which, you know, over time we'll start doing a little bit more choreographed stuff. Or you can just freestyle and just jump because it's fun and it's just a great way to move your body. You can get nice and fancy here if you want. It's up to you. We're all nice and warm at this point. So we're just going to enjoy a nice bounce break here before we come into our core work. So core work is going to be done sitting on the the trampoline again, just as we sat for our pull-ups. And you can always bring one leg out. This requires a little bit more balance here. That's up to you. You do you. This is your workout. Okay, let's bounce for a few more seconds, and then we're going to take it down to the front of the trampoline for some breath work. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, start bringing the bounce down here, and we're going to come on down to the floor. Okay, so let's kind of do some breath work. We're going to be in the same position we just were for pull-ups, except you don't have to be exactly under the trampoline. So here I want you to actually bring your feet together, your legs together, and come up onto the balls of your feet. We're going to be in this hinged back position here. Nice flat back, arms nice and straight. And we're going to do some breath work. So I want you to relax. Relax the belly. I've been telling you to pull it in all day. Relax it, right? So we're going to inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, pull the belly toward the spine. So we're going to exhale out and really get that breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So really like you're blowing through a straw. You want to really get that air out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. All right. You can release. I'm going to show you the next move. We're going to do some work with the legs here. So now I want you to still be in this position, keeping the belly nice and tight. We're going to bring the legs up to tabletop, and we're just going to open and close. So trying to keep a nice straight back here, chin off the chest. We're opening and closing. Now imagine when you close those legs, you're zipping the abs up here. So if this is too much, you can always come a little bit lower with this as well. Just want you to do what feels good to you. Open, close, open, close. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you can bring those legs down and relax. Give yourself a second to just kind of reset. And we're going to do some toe taps. So back to our position here. Arms nice and straight. Bringing the feet together up on the balls of our feet. We're going to bring those legs up to tabletop. And we're going to just come down and down. So you can just do one leg at a time. If this is too much, you're losing form, bring the legs a little bit lower. They don't have to be completely to tabletop. We just want to make sure that we're using the low abs to lift and lower the legs. Of course, the legs actually have to move themselves. But I really want you to think about drawing the energy for these leg lifts from the low abs. We're going to do one more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give yourself a chance to relax. So we're going to try to do both legs together because we're leading into our can-can here, which we're not going to do today. Okay, so shoulders down and back into their pockets, abs nice and tight, both legs come up to tabletop, down, up, down. So I'm just tapping my toes on the floor. Again, trying to keep the work in the abs. Now I want you to crunch in a little bit more now. Tap, crunch, tap, crunch. You can bring the upper body toward the knees. Crunch, good. Tap and crunch. One more set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do one more exercise. So take a chance to Let your abs kind of release and relax. Come back into that position, our starting position. Shoulders down and back, chin off the chest. Legs come up to tabletop. See if you can go left with the hips, center, right with the hips, center. So we're getting obliques. Left with the hips, center, right with the hips, center. Good. Left, center, right, center, left, center. We're going to do two more each side. Right, center, left, center, right, center, left. Bring it back to center and just hold for me. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, so we get to finish with some bouncing before we stretch. So come on up. You can just release that core, bring the arms above the head, shake the hips side to side. Give your body an opportunity to get nice and loose again as we go into our final stretches. And before you know it, it's all over, right? Bounce class is done. You adjust leggings if you need to. Awesome work here. Okay, we're going to bounce. Come a little bit higher. Woo, good. Maybe get a little running man here, bringing the feet back and forth. Just get everything nice and loose. Let's bounce. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bring it back here. Bringing the bounce down. And we're just going to stretch it all out. So let's start with a quadricep stretch. I'm actually going to come off my trampoline for my stretches. And I'm going to stretch that right leg nice and back. Bring the knee back, bring the hip forward, grabbing onto that foot, giving yourself a nice stretch here. It's always kind of nice to settle into the stretch for a minute. You can even flex the foot. And I'm going to turn and let's do the other side. Pulling the left foot behind as I try to draw my left hip forward and feel it in my hip flexor, quadricep. Flexing the foot for a deeper stretch. And release it down. So let's do a figure 4 and then we'll do hamstrings. So we're just going to cross the right over the left leg and I'm just sitting down into the stretch. Feeling a nice stretch here on the outside of that leg. And let's swap sides. Figure 4. The other side, I like to press my knee down. It helps me kind of get into the stretch a little bit more. And you can even round down a little bit. Bend one knee, sit into the other hip. Bend the other knee, sit to the opposite hip. Both knees bent. Slowly roll up to stand. We're going to do our hamstring stretches up on the trampoline. So, I'm going to bring my right leg up onto the trampoline. My left leg is down here on the floor. And I've got my foot flexed up to the ceiling. And I'm just stretching over. I'm just reaching over. You can even reach for those right toes with the left hand. My right hand is here on the bar. Just giving myself a nice hamstring stretch. Let's bring both feet up on the bar. I'm going to walk that right foot forward, left foot back. I'm actually going to grab onto the bar with my left hand, and I'm going to grab onto my right hip. What I want you to do is shift the weight back in that right hip, and then just open up to the side. This is a more of a full body stretch. You're feeling your hips, you may be feeling upper body. It's a great way to start getting into our upper body stretches. Come center. Let's step off that trampoline. Let's do the left leg up. Right leg's on the ground. I'm flexing that left foot, reaching for those toes, and getting a nice stretch behind that left leg. on up. I'm going to extend my left leg forward, right leg back. I'm going to bring my right hand under the bar. Left hand comes to my hip. I'm going to shift my weight into my bottom here. And then just open up through the side. So I'm more flexible on my other side. I feel it opening up more on my other side. But either way, feeling a stretch through the back of that left leg is important. Starting to open up the body. Alright, so I'm going to come off my trampoline one more time for the rest of my stretches. Let's do our arm stretch. I'm pulling my right arm across my body, keeping my shoulder away from my chin. Looking out over my arm here. Now bring that same right hand behind the head, reaching for the nape of the neck. And I'm holding onto my elbow, pushing my head into the back of my arm, and pulling on that elbow, feeling a nice stretch through the tricep. And you can even lean to the side for a little bit more. And release and shake it out. Let's do the other side, bringing my left arm across my chest, keeping my shoulder away from my chin, looking out over my shoulder. Trying to relax in the hand. Bring that left arm behind the head, have that hand reach for the nape of the neck, grabbing onto the elbow and pulling onto that elbow, and leaning to the side. Okay, our final stretch is going to be for the chest, so I'm going to clasp my hands behind my back, and I'm just going to bring my arms up as I reach my chest to the ceiling. And feel a nice opening up through the front of the body and the backs of the legs. We're going to hold here for a few more counts. We're going to release and relax. And I want to just thank all of you so much for joining me for Rebound and Relevé, which is a combination of bar and rebounding. I hope you had a great workout, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Thanks so much.